Hey, Scott Fresener at SGIA with my longtime friend. I knew you since you were just a little boy. You know that. Mark Vasilantone. I remember, you know the story. I met you, I think, in a booth. You had a beard then. It was long. I don't know if you were going to college or what.
I had a beard when I was in grammar school. It's the Italian, it's the Greek and
It's
Italian.
the Italian thing, yeah.
I always look older than I am.
But I remember years ago, I've told this story many times, years ago in this industry, like in the, I don't know, late 68, 69, if you were in the t-shirt business, there was 2 presses you could have owned. One was a Vastex and one was a Richardson. And I think that was the only, I mean, as far as I remember, the only other, maybe there was a Rototex, who knows back then.
Rototex, I believe, came out maybe in the early 70s.
Then you were before them. I mean, I'm not sure if your dad invented the carousel press.
Yeah, Dad invented actually his patent is on the double Lazy Susan. He patented in 1964.
I never knew what the patent was on. That's pretty
The
surprising.
patent was on the rotary table and the rotary color spinning, you know.
I learned something new every day.
That was his 64 patent. So anybody who had a press, you know, from 64 till 17 years after, paid him royalties for his patent license.
I thought I knew everything.
Yeah, so it was Hopkins, Richardson. I'm not sure if Advanced did or not.
Well, they probably said, forget about it.
They may have, and maybe he didn't want to take the fight on, I don't know.
Yeah, who knows. I thought the patent was on the hold down, because you initially had a jacket clamp.
That was the second patent.
Oh, okay.
Yep. First one was on the double Lazy Susan, second one was on the hold down. I may be getting those, but that was the second patent. And then there was one on the small dryer, the air movements, and the little red dryers.
That's so funny. Now, were you born then?
I'm 61, so yeah.
Well, yeah, you were little.
Yeah, I only had a mustache back then. I didn't have the beard yet. Okay,
now my son Michael Fresener is videotaping here, and it's fun to see second generation. I was over at the Lawson booth, and of course they've got Ben's. I think it's Ben's son. So now so now you've got third generation over at Lawson. You know, it's pretty scary thought.
Well, my third generation is doing all the SolidWorks designing on these machines. My son Michael.
There you go. Yeah. I had no idea.
Yeah,
he's not here? He didn't come to shows?
No, he's doing the designing back at home.
Yeah. Now, when did you come into the company?
The second time around?
For you?
Well, I mean, as a child, in and out, but the final was in 1999, was when I purchased the company from my parents.
And they were retiring, or, I mean, it'd been a long time.
They were retiring, yeah. They were done. They were like, you know, this internet thing, we really don't get it, and we want to retire. I was a chief engineer at an automation company at the time.
So you weren't working for them?
I was not working for them. No, I was an engineer somewhere else, and I just said off the cuff to my mother, "Hey, you know, I'll buy the company from you." Kind of been joking, and she said, "Okay, yeah, I'll talk to your father." I said, "Sure, you know, all right, bye, Mom, love you." And then, geez, a month later, we were sitting in an attorney's office.
I love it.
Drawing up a contract. I
love it. Now, I should know, but I'm assuming I see Fanny at the shows. I haven't seen your dad, Mike, for years.
He doesn't like getting out in public that much anymore. The people, you know,
But he's still tinkering.
He's still tinkering. He's still designing. He's messing with rotary engines and car automation and regenerating brake power into stuff like competing with Toyota. In some cases,
he'll die at the desk. He'll die at the
he's still drawing.
That's amazing. Now, I'm not sure if I mentioned this is Vastex, and I don't know if we got the picture, the sign here. We use Vastex equipment in our classes, and we love it. Other than it's heavy.
It's a little heavy. Sorry about that.
Mike and I have busted our backs lifting that stuff in the U-Haul trucks, but we enjoy it. This is your new. We're going to walk around now. This is your. I say new loosely, because LED exposing has been out for how many years now?
They've been out for I think 3-4 years now. It's going. This is our version of it. We're pretty proud of it. It does quite a nice job in both detail and in speed.
Right.
We have 3 or 4 sizes, and we're doing some new designs on some new sizes to make everybody happy. I guess.
This is a drying cabinet?
That's a drying cabinet, yeah.
I love
something that we kind of specialize in, is having a lot of different size drying cabinets and pairing them with the exposure units.
You're great, though. And you brought out, what's your new thing? You have your new press, which you brought out a year ago.
We brought this out about a year ago, and it's really doing quite well. It's a very entry-level t-shirt press, available up to 4 table, 4 color. Quite precise.
It doesn't go to 6 then?
It doesn't go to 6,
right.
Not yet at least.
Yeah.
But we've been talking about it. But one thing about it is even though it's a very entry-level machine, very affordable, it's deadly accurate. It has a floating head with a three bearing lock system that when the print head, I'll show you here, when the print head comes down and locks into these bearings, it actually disengages itself from the rest of the machine. So it locks into the pallet. It's deadly accurate. and quite
That's the way
affordable.
your V1000 works, though, right? It has a similar, the whole.
locking system is just like the V1000. We just took it back to this machine. It's kind of a self-assemble for the end user, so we save a lot of money in our labor putting it together. And we have Michael, actually, my son, made a beautiful 3D manual, all 3D drawings, and makes it real simple to put together. So it's a real winner. We're real proud of it.
How much?
What you're looking at here, one table, 4-color, is about $840.
No stand, or the stand?
The stand is optional.
Right.
But another couple $100 for a stand.
Yeah, wow, I love it. That's amazing. What else is new? You've got your regular, this is the press we have.
Our flagship machine, our V2000. We're just always making little tweaks on this, but overall it's...
Well, I see it's got different knobs on it.
We've made it more user-friendly on the knobs, on the micro-registration. We have actually like a micrometer-like micro-registration knob now, where each notch is exactly 16 thousandths of movement on the
I love that.
micro.
That is fantastic.
Yeah, we want to just make it. We want to make it repeatable. You know, a lot of people ask us how fast, and people maybe not in the business so much. How fast is your press? And we say, well, a press is as fast as the operator using it. But where I can save you time is on setup. So we make our micro and our leveling adjustments as fluidic as possible to reduce setup time. And that's where, if you're doing 3, 4, 5 jobs a day, if I can save you 15, 20 minutes per setup, wow, I'm saving you almost hours a day on your production time.
Now this is all heads down automatically, out of the box.
Down,
I mean, we use that, Mike and I print quite a bit now, and we use all heads down all the time. And anybody that says you don't need all heads, anybody that doesn't need all heads down, I think is wrong, because even just with Mike and I printing alone on a 4-color job, we can print, I can print a couple, he can print a couple at the same time, unload and load. I'm telling you what, it's a lifesaver for us. We had to do 1,000 shirts before we got here, and so we were using your press non-stop.
Really? And you're still...
Now I am. Yeah, well, it's good for the old man, you know. Good for the old man. Okay, what's your new dryer?
The new series that we came out is the Little Red series, which actually is a name from the past. Little Red
I thought you had one at one time.
We had it back in the 60s and 70s, was the Little Red. The name was retired probably, when I bought the company from my dad. I retired the name because the dryer was kind of aging. We introduced some new names, new dryers, but
wasn't it kind of like that? The original Little Red was more like that, or not?
No, it was more like our Econo Red, a big square box with the lead screw adjustment for
real
the
boxy kind of.
Real boxy. The new Little Red series kind of takes the power of our Econo Red and our Big Red dryers, but puts it in a more affordable package. Simple heater height adjustments just by the turn.
Oh we love that.
To angle and change the heaters. All digital control, both on the temperature, on the belt speed. Just giving the end user really what they need in the most affordable package we can. Now, it's available in a 30 and a 54-inch belt now.
Now you're still making the other dryer. What dryer do we have? We
might have the Econo Red 2, or the Econo Red 2. Yeah, I think there was also a DB dryer one time as well, a real small one.
Right.
But the Econo Red 2, that's been our flagship machine, but we think the Little Reds are going to really take off quite well.
Now, how about your squeegee coater? You brought that out, what, 3 years ago?
Maybe less, maybe more like a year and a half ago. We have our C1000 semi-automatic screen coater. Got to turn the switch on though to make it work. So your coating speed on the way down is adjustable, and it's always full speed on the way up. What the C1000 does, it doesn't necessarily coat screens faster. Matter of fact, it doesn't. Many people will say, oh, I can coat a screen quicker than that. What it gives you is the consistency. By having a controlled down speed, you get more consistent coatings. You're able to hold the scoop coater with 2 hands, keeping your body in a comfortable position, which is important. When you're manually coating with 1 hand, you can tend to get vibrations, or if you're overstroking, getting to the point where your shoulder is not in a comfortable position, you get irregularities in the screen.
Were you the first to bring this out? I mean, I think you might. The semi-automatic? There have been automatics out for years, but
there's been automatics around. We're probably one of the first.
Maybe an affordable semi-automatic.
An affordable semi-automatic.
That'd be the key thing. What's next? What's on the drawing board?
Well, on the drawing board, I can't tell that right now.
Come on, here we'll sign an NDA. Huh? Where are we going? Where are we going? The V1000. Okay, we're going this way. So, now you've had this out for a number of years.
We've had this out for a number of years. The V1000 uses that same head locking technology like we looked at on the V100, but this machine has full micro registration, the steel pallets with the rubber top, has that 3-point bearing lock. It is available in up to a 6-table, 6-color platform. And it's a great, what we like to call mid-level machine. Uses all ball bearing,
All heads down?
All heads down,
right.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, all of our presses are all heads down as a standard.
Now tell me a secret. I heard a rumor that all your printing on your presses was all plastisol.
I have to let that out?
Well, I don't know, but someone told me that.
It is.
Should I not have said that?
We were doing it. We're printing everything on the panels with ink that was made from metal printing, air dry ink.
Sure.
And one day,
that's logical.
It's logical.
Yeah.
That's what it's for. One day, my production manager said, "Boy, it'd be nice if I can just leave the ink in the screens and leave the door open while we're printing." And
plastisol.
Like plastisol. And we said, "Well, you can't put plastisol on metal." And he said, "Well, have you ever tried it?" And I said, "No." So we tried it.
Funny.
We threw it in our oven. We have a large oven for baking the powder coating.
Yeah.
And I tell you, it works fantastic.
I was blown away. I'm not sure if Michael Fresener told me that or you told him or whatever, but I was blown away when I heard that.
Amazing.
Because I'm like you. I would have thought, are you freaking kidding me? You're not going to print plastisol on metal.
It work.
Yeah.
It's extremely durable. It's baked at 320 degrees in our large batch ovens, and we print all of our panels on our presses. So, these T-shirt presses are also printing all of these metal panels on the same presses.
That's good. Got to get a picture of that.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Scott and Mark from SGIA 2016. Hey, do me a favor. When you see your mom and dad, give both a kiss from me and a big hug from me. Tell them I love them.
I absolutely will.
Man. Thank you much. Thank you much.
Thank you, Scott.
Bye-bye.